Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is from Ex-Scientology Kids. It's dated October 9th, 2012. Miss Sieber's Scientology Story. From Voices in Unison. Comments are off. I was enrolled in Ability School at the age of 6. For those who don't know, Ability School is a private school in Englewood, New Jersey. Englewood, New Jersey. That is based on Scientology and the teachings of the tech. For learning, studying. I spent my time there until the age of 15. And it ruined my life deeply. It ruined my life deeply. Of course, at the age of 6, I had no idea what I was being put into. My mother thought she was doing the best for me, as all mothers would do. No, I would say should do. It didn't take long before I realized I wasn't happy. The school itself did not teach us anything of importance for general schooling in the real world. They mostly based their teachings on reading books and clearing up misunderstood words, etc. We had reading class first thing in the morning for an hour and 15 minutes, and they would monitor us. The minute one of us would yawn, they'd have us read to the teacher and make sure we didn't have a word we didn't understand. That's the misunderstood words. It's 8 a.m. We can't be tired. Everything was overanalyzed and blown out of proportion. Abuse bees like that. If we were sent to ethics to get handled, how many times have I talked about this? By something wrong we did. It's amazing how the LAPD have no idea what this is going on. I.e., not do our homework the night before. We were then under investigation and asked questions. Children being treated like criminals. Board of Education. Board of Education. Then after we went through all their ethics steps, we were made to do amends and clean the bathrooms. Boy, must not be any adults cleaning bathrooms in Scientology. Must not be any adults cleaning bathrooms. With everyone aware of our punishment. That said hive mind stuff. They would actually announce it to every member of the school. Are you kidding me? What did that do for me from such a young age? It's trauma. It made me nervous, scared, thinking there was something wrong with me. And I was going to die at the age of 10. Thinking that because I'd lose a few strands of hair in the shower, that I had cancer at the age of 9. Having a panic attack, thinking my heart was going to explode. And asking my mom to feel my heartbeat because I was so scared to go to school the next day. Mom, that's a sign. Thinking I was a bad person because I had a crush on a teacher's friend. I really want to know the age right there. I was in constant fear and constant stress. That's kind of like hypervigilance. What would that do to any 6, 7, 8-year-old? We weren't able to live a normal, happy childhood. If we did, we were made to believe we were a bad person and had to be punished. The ethics officer, I won't mention any names, used to yell and scream at us in the office and get so out of hand you'd swear she was ready to slap you across the face and literally beat you. From such a young age, I believed I was truly a horrible person. So hold on, I'm going to go back to read what the name of that school was. Give me a minute. That was the Ability School. A private school. Private. See what they do to get around laws? In Englewood, New Jersey. New Jersey. When it was time for me to hit the real world and go to public school, two things happened. First, I felt a ton of weight come off of my shoulders. I realized I could sing 10 times better. I played sports better. I laughed more. I had fun. But also, I failed miserably because that school was so caught up in overanalyzing our every move, more control, in our young lives. They kind of forgot to actually educate us. I didn't know anything about our U.S. history. I didn't know chemistry, math, social studies, nothing. Board of Education. The only subject I was good at was, you guessed it, reading and writing. Why? That's pretty much all this school had us do. We were never taught how to learn, never taught anything about the real world or its history. So she was in public school and that happened. I'm a little confused. She talked about, she said when it was time for her to go to the real world. Well, anyways, public school sucked too, I guess. While I was done with ability school, I felt like I was thrown into an ocean of sharks, just how they like it, coming from true hell. Because I was doing so bad in school, I dropped out at 16. Do they recruit you for the Sea Org? Because that's usually what they want to do. They especially don't like children in school. They like to abuse them, labor traffic them, sexually abuse them, force them to marry against their will, to get around laws, and everybody's cool times with it. I really didn't realize, even at that time, how much the Scientology experience screwed me up. It ruined my self-esteem, my learning ability, my happiness, and my thinking. I rebelled and started sneaking out of the house and partying my teens away. One day, by a miracle, I cleaned up my act and realized what had happened so far in my life. It's trauma. I was clearly able to think about why I was the way I was. Why I was so different from all the other kids. Why I was so scared and why I didn't or couldn't learn. I am 24 now and still struggling to this day with education. The individuals in that school and the school itself truly suppressed me. The only memories I have of my younger life was hell and barely remembering any of my teen years. That's also trauma. It took me years to realize I'm not a bad person and to say, hey, I'm actually doing great. I mean, granted, if I never went to that place, my life would surely have turned out differently. I would have gone through school with no problem and gone to college. But regardless, I'm doing great. I'm grateful for all I have and the people in my life. I wouldn't have met my wonderful fiancé. I have a great supporting family and friends and a good head on my shoulders. I can do anything I put my mind to. I'm just sitting here thinking, so she was a public Scientologist. And, I'm not here to completely demean and put down all mothers, because mom probably was doing what she thought was best at the time. But I'm kind of assuming right now by what I'm reading is that they kind of like slowly slithered out of Scientology. I still regret the past. It's only been a few years since I realized my enemy, Scientology, which includes a lot of Scientologists, I'm just saying. But I'm sure my regret will slowly pass as time goes on. I never wanted to be part of it, even before I was put in the school. But at 6, what do you know? Any religion that disconnects you from your family, your blood, is not a religion that you should want to be involved in. Brave New World. I think it's better to have a religion or belief that supports your own decisions as an individual so long as it doesn't hurt others or yourself. One that supports forgiveness and individuality, one that lets you be free and happy. I don't have any particular religion. I just go by my own beliefs and knowledge of what's right and wrong, and I've never been better without Scientology in my life. I didn't have to go through the ordeal that a lot of others had to go through, like prying myself out of it. I was never a true Scientologist. I was just brought into the atmosphere by the school. That's good. Someone I knew sent me this website, and this is the first time I've aired my feelings out about my experience, but I'm glad I did. I never wanted to hear the word Scientology ethics or any other word made up by this cult ever again. The very word sends anger and chills up my spine. I thank God that my family isn't involved in this evil group anymore. Miss Sieber. So that's it, you guys. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.